I read my first Mafia romance. Was it the right one? I don't know. Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today I want to talk to you about The Heir by Sophie Lark. Everybody always talks about Mafia romances all the time, and I kind of felt like I was missing out. As somebody who comes from the Italian heritage and grew up watching The Godfather with her father, I feel like I needed to read a Mafia romance. So I heard good things about the Kingmakers series by Sophie Lark because Sophie, I think, writes a lot of Mafia romances, and I was like, okay, I feel like this is a good place for me to start. People love Sophie, they love her Mafia romances, and I was like, let's start there. I know now going into it that there is another series with other characters that like these are their children, I think. I didn't specifically look it up, but it was like made very clear in the book that there was a whole nother story that kept being referenced to. I don't feel like I'm missing out on the story because the story wasn't about them. That was just backstory that led into this one. The Heir is the first book in the Kingmakers series, and it focuses on Leo and Anna, who are the son and daughter of two significant mafia families in Chicago. They are about to head to Kingmakers, which is a school that's like on this little island out in the middle of the ocean in Europe, and all of the mafia families send their heirs and different, like there's different categories of people that can go to Kingmakers, and it's basically like a giant truce area where they learn how to be in the mafia and how to be successful and how to like do their job. They can't like fight or hurt each other or whatever during this time. Leah and Anna have been best friends their whole lives. They go to Kingmakers and they know that one of Leo's cousins named Dean is also going to Kingmakers at that time. And there's clearly bad blood between the two of them, and that I think has to do a lot with the previous story, and you do get kind of a glimpse of why there is bad blood that gives that background. This is kind of a love triangle story between Leo and Anna and Dean, kind of them fighting over different things at Kingmakers, including Anna. I gave this book 3 stars. I liked it, but I feel like it was lacking a lot of depth of a story for me. Like it was hard for me to just sit here and tell you what the book was about because I didn't feel like there was a strong plot in this book. The plot was the romance essentially, but was weird to me was that typically in the romance books that I read, like romance is a heavy plot point in the stories, but they're not only what the book is about. And sometimes when it's only what the book is about, there's not really a driving force that keeps me interested. And so I struggled a little bit with that with this book. Spice rating, I gave this book 3 chili peppers. It started off a little bit as a slow burn, but once things started happening, they progressed to the point where it fit that 3 category, even though I did feel like it was a pretty low end of a 3. What was weird about it was that like the epilogue had spice in it, and I wasn't expecting the epilogue to have spice in it. And the spice in the epilogue seemed very different from the spice in the rest of the book. That was interesting. That was different. I wasn't expecting that. It was like weird a little bit. Because this is a romance, because this is a short book that also like has a series attached to it, I'm not going to have spoilers in this video because I don't want to give away plot points once it's like the second book in the series. Like all of the other series reviews, like I'll do spoiler reviews, but for this one I'm going to try to keep it spoiler free. I'm not sure that this was what I was expecting in a Mafia book. I know in a Mafia romance, I was expecting that there were going to be morally gray people. Like, it just makes sense. Like, it makes sense based on the movies and the books and things that we read in the past. Like, it just makes sense. I was expecting there to be backstabbing and there to be like moles and there to be a lot of like fighting and stuff like that. And there was. There kind of was. In the plot point of the competition that was going throughout the entirety of the romance story, those pieces came in, and like the competition fed into the competition of the love triangle. And so like that was fine. It just like weirdly didn't seem very Mafia to me. I don't know why. And I don't know if this was just, like I said in the very beginning, not the best series to go into for like getting used to Mafia books, or maybe this was the best series to start off slow with it. I don't know. I think the biggest part for me that I struggled with was feeling like there just wasn't a super driving plot. I'm not sure if the next ones will be better or if they're still gonna like focus more on the romance, because we're going back to the school. So there's only so much you can do at the school, especially if everything is like the next year. Is it always going to be this like competition between the students and the grades every single time? I don't know. Maybe things will get more intense. Maybe there's going to be more of an overarching plot between the characters in the stories. Not sure. Definitely will read more of them. Sometimes I feel like in these like series books with series couples, the first one sometimes isn't the best and you like other couples later. And so I do think I am intrigued and was entertained enough to read more of them. I do like Sophie's writing style. I do think it was easy and enjoyable to read. I was a little taken aback when there was more than 2 perspectives. Like I wasn't anticipating it to be 3 perspectives, but it made sense and you learned more about the characters. Although I do think that there were some things that happened that like made it Mafia, made it like behind, like going behind your back and doing things that I would have liked to see other people find out about and like have clashes there, and that didn't happen. And so I was a little bit let down with that. But overall, I liked the book. I will probably read more of them. I'm not sure if I'm going to rush out and read more of that series right away, or if it's going to be like kind of how some other series have become for me, where there's kind of a lull in my reading and I just need something that I know is going to be enjoyable and a fast read, and that will progress me through the series. Not sure yet. Haven't decided. This book is available on Kindle Unlimited right now. It just got a nice little cover revamp, so that's the one that I put in the beginning of the video. I do like the graphic covers better than the male covers. I always do. Like there's never gonna be, probably never gonna be one that I like the other way around. Just saying. But it is on KU, and I will also put a link to the special edition, which has the new cover in paperback, down in the description below. And don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.